Hello once more, welcome back to Z Lessons. In today's lesson we are going to be answering or reviewing the 2024 GCE or should I say external exam. It's going to be very exciting lesson. We are going to learn so much from this lesson. We are going to learn about emails, what carbon copies are and all that stuff. It's going to be packed with lots and lots of interesting stuff. As always, I have also included a PDF copy of this document that I'm using right now, so that at your own convenience you will be able to read through and get at least to answer the questions on your own. If you are a student, you can revise and all that stuff, and whenever you want to clarify something, you can always come back to this video and get the needed information that you desire. So having said all that, let us begin. So these are the instructions. As you can see, this paper is 1 hour 45 minutes, but in this video we are going to do it like half the time. We are going to be done in a very short period, because this is just a review of a question paper. So these are the instructions. You can pause the video and go through them. I'm not going to waste any of your valuable time here, so let me just skip to the section which is section A, and we can continue from there. This is section A. Section A has 20 questions, therefore we have 20 marks, so each question carries a mark. Let us first of all begin by answering the first question. The first question says that portrait and landscape are page what? So the answer here is that portrait and landscape are examples of page orientation. So these are examples of page orientation. By orientation we mean the way the page is placed or displayed. Is it longer in the width and short in the height, or vice versa? So it's all about how the page is displayed. So that's the answer, D. Let us go to question 2. Question 2 reads as follows: which key on the keyboard can be used to delete characters to the left of the cursor? So of these listed keys here, which one is used to delete characters to the left of the cursor? This is Microsoft Word, and as you can see, if I can zoom in, have you seen? Let us say we want to delete characters. Let's say we want to delete letters, all these letters. As you can see, when I place my cursor here, I want to delete characters, all these letters or text to my left side. So which key can I use? When I press my backspace, as you can see what is happening. As you can observe, the letters to the left of my cursor have been deleted. So therefore backspace is the key that is used to delete. As you can see, as I continuously and repeatedly press my backspace, the letters to the left of the cursor have been deleted. So therefore the answer is B, backspace. Okay, let us go back to the question, and this is question 3. In PowerPoint, which option is used to display the title and bullets only? So when we go in PowerPoint, which option is used to display the title and bullets only? We are in PowerPoint, as you can see. So we can see that it's saying that EHT ICT lecture 5, and we are also able to see another title that says what is an operating system, and then we have the bullets inside. So as you can see, this view is only displaying the titles and the bulletin. So what's the name of this view? So let us find out. We can go here where it says view in the view tab, and as you can see, we are selected the in the outline view. So in short, this outline view only displays the title and the bulletin, so that you can focus only on the content and not only on the graphic side, like the colors, all those destructive things. You can only focus on the content itself. So that's what the outline view is all about. So let us go back to the normal view, and as you can see in the normal view, you are able to see these graphics and all that stuff. As you can see in the outline view, there is none of these things. Okay, so that's the outline view. It's only able to display the title and the bulletins. So let us go back to our question paper. Question 4 reads as follows: dash is dragging a mouse while holding the left button to select text. So as you can see, this is text in my document. When I drag my mouse like so, this is called highlighting. Okay, so this is highlighting. We use highlighting for various purposes. We can use highlighting for copying and formatting our document. So as you can see, highlighting is very useful. So the answer here is highlighting. Let us go to question 5. Which of the following is a correct email address? Okay, so these are the listed email addresses that we have been given, and we are tasked to find the correct one. So this is what we do. So this is what we do to find the correct email address. As you can see, an email address has only one @ symbol. This A that you are seeing here, that is looking like it's in a circle, this is pronounced or read as @. For example, in the first email address, this is john@gmail.com. So this is how you read the email address. So now we have been tasked to find which is the correct email address. An email address has only one @ symbol. So as you can see, this one on D has two @ symbols. So this is automatically ruled out. This is not the correct answer. Okay, so now we are left with A, B, and C. So let us look at these answers here. An email address, just right after the @ symbol, it has the company or the business that operates that email service. For example, Google has an email service and they call it Gmail. Okay, so that's the pattern of an email address. But as you can see on B, it has this @ symbol, then it has www, which is very wrong. It should be this @ symbol, then the company name. For example, gmail.com, yahoo.com, and all that stuff. If it's Microsoft, it should be what's that for Microsoft? Outlook. I think it's Outlook, at outlook.com, something like that. But as for this one B, we have cancelled it because it's having www. An email address doesn't have that. Okay, so let us look at A and C. They are the only one that are left. This is a website. When you see C here, it's a website because it doesn't have a @ symbol. Okay, and an email address doesn't have this www. So as you can see, even Adobe Acrobat, this application I'm using to view this document, it's able to detect a website. When I hover over this, you're able to see http:// and all that stuff. So this is the website. So this is a web address and not an email. So therefore, the only answer that is left is B, john@gmail.com. So this is the correct order of characters that this is the syntax in short. This is how you write an email address. So the correct answer here is A. Let us go to 6. To copy a sentence from one document to another, the user should dash in the second document. So let me open two documents and demonstrate what I'm talking about. So let us say we have two Word documents, this one here with text and this one with no text. And let us read the questions. The questions say that to copy a sentence from one document to another, the user should dash in the second document. So what should we do in the second document? Let us first open this and this. So this is the second document here, and this is the first document here. So what should we do in this second document in order to copy text? We have text in here and we need to copy it in this second document. All we have to do is highlight the paragraph or sentence and right click and go where it says copy. Now in order for us to paste it here, what should we do in this second document? That's the question. So we need to left, or should I say we need to right click. After we right click, we should go here where it says paste, and when we hit paste, this will copy the text that we are from copying to the second document. So in short, what we need to do is paste the document or the sentence. We need to paste the sentence. So that's the answer. We need to select the paste button, and when we select the paste button, as you saw just moments from now, we are able to copy the sentence from one document to another. Okay, so that's the answer. Let us go to question 7. 7 says Facebook is an example of a dash network. So Facebook is an example of a social network, because when we are on Facebook, we socialize with different people of similar interests. So we are able to socialize and all that stuff. It's a social network. So the answer here is C. Let us go to question 8. To quickly bring text deleted by mistake in a document, the dash can be used. So how can we quickly bring text that has been deleted by mistake? Let's say this is our document, and my cursor is let's say I was typing like so, then I delete this transition by mistake. Okay, by mistake. So how can I bring back the text? All I can do is hit the undo button, and as you can see, when I go up there, you'll be able to see a command that says undo. All I have to do is press it using my left mouse button, or use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl Z. So as you can see, when I press it, the word has been quickly brought back, or the text has been brought back just by hitting the undo button. So that's how we do it. Let us go to question 9. The device connected to a system unit for a computer are known as what? So the device connected to a system unit of a computer are known as what? We call them peripheral devices, okay, because they enhance the capabilities and functionalities of the computer. Let's say you buy a computer and you want, let's say, to, I don't know, maybe print a document. You can't print a document just having the computer, not so. You need a device that has been designed to perform that function. So that's the printer. Okay, maybe you want to listen to music, you need a speaker. Maybe you want to scan a document, you need a scanner. You want to display something on the wall or on a board or chart or all that stuff, you need a projector and all that stuff. It's like the human body. When you want to eat, you use your hands. When you want to walk, you use your feet. When you want to see, you use your eyes. So these are called peripheral devices. They enhance the functionality of the computer. They are what makes the computer a general purpose machine. Okay, so that's the idea. Let us go to question 10. Dash displays the name of the application, program, and the document which is currently in use. So if I go back in Word, as you can see on top there, it is displayed as it document 2. So it is displaying the name of the application, which is Word, and also the name of the document. As you can see, it is labeled as document 2. Let us go to question 11. Name the device shown in the following picture. As you can see, this is the picture of the device. What do we call this device? This device is called the projector. C, because we're able to project things, videos, images onto any surface. So this device is called the projector, and it's also a peripheral device. You can connect it to the computer's system unit. Let us go to question 12. Question 12 reads as follows. The text and pictures that appear in the background of a document are called what? So as you can see in this document, you're able to see the Z lesson logo here. So this is what we call the watermark. This is text or picture that appears in the background of a document. Okay, you should be very careful here, because as you can see, there is picture mark and watermark. But the correct answer here is a watermark. Okay, because watermark can mean a text, can also mean a picture. But when you say picture mark, which means text is excluded. But in the question, they are saying text and pictures. So in order to choose an answer that satisfies both conditions, text and pictures, we should choose watermark, because in a watermark we find text and pictures, both text and pictures. In a picture mark, there are only pictures. Okay, so just say that watermark, and the answer will be marked. 13 says dash is the main screen area of the computer screen. So when I go back in my computer, let me just minimize this and that. As you can see, this is the main screen. When I start my computer, when I log in into my computer, this is what I see first hand. So this is the desktop, and as you can see, it's a desktop. Let us go back. So what are the options? As you can see, A says desktop, so that's the answer, desktop. Let us go to question 14. What name is given to the message that appears suddenly on the screen when using the web browser? Yeah, so let's say we are on the internet. This is my web browser, Firefox, and suddenly a message pops up. So when a message pops up, what do we call that message? Okay, so that's the essence of the question. That's where the question is coming from. What do we call that? This is called a pop-up message. So this is a pop-up message. That's what we call that message. It's called a pop-up message. And some pop-up messages are just ads. You should be very careful when dealing with this stuff. Sometimes these are ads, they just pop up anyhow, and they can be very dangerous. They can send you to links that will install viruses on your system and all that stuff. Sometimes there are warning messages. Sometimes they are used by the browser to tell you that this website is not secure and all that stuff. So they are just like messages that are displayed, okay, that will help you to what can I say, they will give you an option to choose whether to do a certain action or not. So they are just a call to respond to a certain action prompted by the browser or the internet or the particular website and all that stuff. All right, let us go to question 15. The health problem that may be caused by prolonged use of computers is what? So we have headaches, infection, influenza, malaria. So which of these is the answer? The correct answer here is a headache. Okay, when you're using the computer for an extended period of time without maybe taking breaks and all that stuff, you are prone to face headaches. Okay, this malaria thing we're seeing here, it's just to confuse you. You can't get malaria from using a computer. Okay, and these influenzas and infections, all that stuff, these are just symptoms of another, the biological symptoms that cannot be caused by using the computer and all that stuff. But since when you're using a computer, you are thinking, you are typing certain buttons continuously and all that stuff, maybe the computer screen is bright, they can trigger headaches. Okay, so the correct answer here is B. Let us go to question 16. Question 16 reads as follows. The refresh button is used to dash the screen. So whenever you are using the computer screen and you want to update the screen, whatever you are working on, we use the refresh button. Therefore, the answer is D. The refresh button is used to update the screen. So if I can go back in my on my desktop and hit the right click button, you'll be able to see the refresh button. As you can see here, it says refresh, and as you can see, my computer screen just like blinked, meaning that it has updated the screen. If there was something that wasn't up to date, maybe I changed the folder name and it was still displaying the old folder name, or I recently moved something and it's still showing as if there is something, I can hit the refresh button. Okay, let's say I create a folder. Let me create a folder and I'll call it just the letter A. Hit enter. Okay, I hit enter. Then I add another folder. Let me create another folder here, or let's say a file. Let me just create a new Word document and just name it as Word. Okay, and let me send it in there. As you can see, I've sent it in the folder A, but this folder is not displaying that there is content inside this folder. It's saying that there is no file because the screen or the desktop is not up to date. But see what will happen. I want you to observe what will happen when I right click and go where it says refresh. As you can see, it will now show that there is a file inside. So as you can see, the desktop has displayed the updated version, showing everything as it is currently. So that's the feature called the refresh button. Okay, that's the feature called the refresh button. So let us go back to the questions and we can carry on from there. It says on 17, files on a computer are stored in a folder. Just as I am from showing you a couple of moments ago, you are able to see that I added a Word document in a folder. So I added a file in a folder. So files on a computer are stored in a folder. So that's it. 18 says Dash is a collection of web pages and related content. So a website is basically a collection of web pages, just as any regular book that you know. Let's say we have a mathematics book, not so. So when you have a mathematics book, you expect to have pages that contain mathematical related concepts or stuff or information, not so. You can't expect to find the history, geography inside the text book meant for mathematics. So that book only contains mathematical content or information. Same applies here with a website. When you have a website such as a website that sells shoes, you're only going to be able to see pages inside that website that relates to shoes. Okay, if it sells food only, you're able to see pages that relates only to food stuff, and so on and so forth. So this is what we call a website. Okay, so a website is a collection of web pages. So a website is like a book and it has pages inside, okay, and related content. So the answer here is D. Let us go to question 19. Question 19 reads as follows. Which of the following is fast in accessing data and has a large storage space? We have the statement started for us here, registers and Dash. So when answering this question, you should be very careful, because as you can see, we are required to provide two answers here, but the first one has already been started for us, registers. In the question, it's saying that which of the following is fast in accessing data. So this is the first requirement, fast in accessing data, and what has a large storage space. So the answer for fast in accessing data has already been started for us. It's called registers. Therefore the remaining one is and has a large storage space. So when we look at our multiple choice questions here, which one has the large storage space? The correct answer here is a flash disk. A flash disk has a large storage space because it has a large storage space compared to the magnetic tape, memory card, and the optical disk. So the answer here is D. Let us go to question 20, which is the last one in this section A. Question 20 reads as follows. How can multiple choice examination questions be marked automatically? This is by using what? So we rule out this A and B because multiple choice marker doesn't exist, multiple choice reader doesn't exist. The correct answer lies between C and D, and it's very confusing if you look at it because sometimes the question will say multiple mark character reader. Now it's jumbled, you know. So but for now, all I can say is the correct answer here is D. optical mark reader, OMR. So this is the correct answer, D. You can feel free and Google. I don't know, I'm not quite sure of the answer here between C and D, but if I were to choose between C and D, I'll go for D here. So D is the correct answer. Therefore, this marks the end of section A, and this has been a pleasant section, and I hope that you follow me as we jump right into section B. Alright, this is section B, and section B has 15 questions in total, and the total marks are 20. So let us start with the attempting of these questions. As you can see, the instructions read as follows. Answer all the questions in this section by using one word or short phrase. Write all your answers in the answer book provided. This only applies when you are answered in the examination, but this is not the examination. So let us just begin with the answering of the questions. Question 1 states as follows. Dash are raw figures entered into the computer. So the answer is data. Data is an example of raw figures entered in the computer. So data is just anything, that hasn't been processed. Let us say I say 50. So when I say 50, does 50 make sense to you? No. What is 50? Is it 50 apples, 50 oranges, 50 mangoes? It's useless to me. I don't know what it means. But when I say 50, let's say 50 pupils, oh, that starts to make sense, but it doesn't make sense entirely, but it's starting to make sense, not so, because we have started to add value to the number 50. Then I say 50 pupils have passed the exam. Now that makes sense, not so. So I have processed that, and that has become information. You're able to say 50 pupils have failed the exam. Okay, when I earlier said that 50 didn't make sense because that was just a raw number, nothing attached to it. But when I say 50 learners have passed the exam, that makes sense to me. Okay, so that's what we call data. Let us go back and answer question 2. Question 2 says dash and dash are two types of user interface. So we have the command line and the graphical user interface. So as you can see, I am using a graphical user interface. You're able to see icons, menus, commands, and all that stuff. Okay, so this is called graphical user interface. Whereas in a command line, I'm only able to see commands. Let me show you something here. Let me just hit run. When I hit run here and press enter, you'll be able to see, let me just see, it's already clicked CMD and click OK. You'll be able to see the command line. So this is what we call the command line, and as you can see, you're only able to see commands. You can only interact with the computer from this by typing or entering commands. As you can see, when you enter commands and all that stuff, this is when you'll be able to access your computer's files, folders, and all that those features. Okay, so this is called the command line. Okay, and this we are used to is called the graphical user interface. So those are the two types of interface. Let us go to question 3. 3 states that dash is an example of an dash software used for creating, formatting, and editing letters on a computer. So what do we call that? The correct answer is Microsoft Word for this first part here. So Microsoft Word is an example of an application software used to create, format, and edit letters on a computer. So that's the answer for question 3. Let us go to question 4. Dash is an example of an external storage device. So what is the example of an external storage device? The correct answer is a flash disk or memory stick. Okay, so flash disk or memory stick. These are the two examples that I can think of. Obviously there are numerous ones, but these are the ones that I think of whenever I talk about external storage devices: flash disk or memory stick. Okay, 5 reads as follows. The passing along of an email message to someone else is known as what? So that is called email forwarding. So when you forward something, means that you have passed it along to someone else. So that's the answer. Let me go to question 6. Two devices that have digital cameras are dash and dash. Obviously, this is a general question. You can think of numerous examples here, but as for me, I'm going to pick on the general ones or the most common ones. Mobile phones and laptops. I can think of a mobile phone and a laptop. So mobile phones and laptops are examples of devices that have digital cameras. As easy as that. Let us go to question 7. 7 says alarms on doors and windows are a form of computer what? So the correct answer here that I thought of is security. Alarms on doors and windows are a form of computer security. So whenever you have computers inside the building, you put security on the doors and all the windows, so that whenever there is an attempt to enter the room, they will make a noise and alert the people that are nearby. Okay, so that's the answer. That's how I arrived at the answer. 8 says a computer has a fan inside the system box to cool down the dash and dash. Okay, so these are the answers. To cool down the CPU and the motherboard. Okay, so whenever you think of the CPU is a very small device, and inside the CPU we have thousands and millions of transistors inside. And as you can imagine, whenever you power the computer on, those transistors are passing along electricity. Electricity is flowing inside them, and as electricity is flowing inside, it's generating heat. So they overheat and overheat and overheat because they are closely compacted and close together. So all that creates resistance, and they end up overheating. So we need a fan inside to cool down the CPU and the motherboard, because when these CPUs and motherboard don't get enough temperature, the temperature is very hot. Okay, there is no air inside circulation inside the computer. They won't function as they are meant to function. Maybe they'll be very poor in terms of processing and all that stuff, because they are operating in a higher temperature. So that's why we need fans inside. Okay, hopefully I have given the close to the answer that you expect. Okay, let us go to question 9. The dash command shows a user how a document would appear before printing it. So what do we call the command that shows a user the document, how it will look like or appear before we print it? As you can see, this is what they are referring to in the question. So this is called the print preview. Okay, the print preview. It's able to give you a clear picture of how your document will look like whenever you print it on a plain paper, so that before you print it on a plain paper, whenever you see something is not appearing or displayed correctly, you can go back to your document and make changes before you print it on the actual paper. So that's what they are referring to in the question. So we call it the print preview. Okay, it's called the print preview. It shows us a preview of how the document would appear before we print it. That's the idea. Let us go to question 10. Question 10 reads as follows. In Excel, a dash is a group of cells. So what do we call a group of cells in Excel? So this is Microsoft Excel, and imagine we want to select these numbers here. So this is a cell, this is a cell, this is a cell, and this is a cell. So when I click and drag, this means that this is a range. Okay, this is a range. So that's what we call a group of cells. We call them a range of cells. As you can see here, when I display the answer, it's saying range. So in Excel, a dash is a group of cells. A range is a group of cells. So that's the answer. Okay, let us go to question 11. 11 states that a program menu consists of dash the user can select to carry out tasks. So the correct answer is commands. So a program menu consists of commands that the user can select to carry out tasks. Okay, for example, if I go back in my desktop here, as you can see, when I right click, it will be able to display commands that I can carry out to create to do tasks on the computer. I can create folders, shortcuts, and all these documents. If I want, I can right click in my Word document, and as you can see, I can change the paragraph, font, and all that stuff. So these are all commands that I can use from the program menu. Even in Excel, this is not limited to Excel. This goes on and on. So these are the list of commands that I can carry out based on the selected data or items that I've chosen. Let us go back to question 12. Dash is the process that deletes everything on a flash disk before it can be used again. So what do we call that process? The answer is formatting. So formatting is the process of deleting everything on a flash disk before it can be used again. If I go in my computer here, you will be able to see the same command. Let me just show you real quick. As you can see here, when I choose any drive, maybe this drive here, and I right click, you'll be able to see a command that says format. So what this will do is that it will erase the entire drive, okay, everything that is in the drive, and it will be like brand new. So that's what they mean when they say format. It erases everything. Okay, so in terms of on the flash disk, if the flash disk connected to my computer, I could have just right clicked on that flash disk, and it would have deleted everything inside before it can be used again. Let us go to question 13. The letters CPU stands for dash and the letters DVD stands for dash. This is very simple. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit, whereas DVD can either stand for Digital Video Disc or Digital Versatile Disc. So those are the two answers for DVD. Let us go to question 14. Before text is pasted, it is temporarily held. Before text is pasted, it is temporarily held in the clipboard of the computer's memory. So that's what we call the clipboard. It holds the text or anything that is selected or copied or cut temporarily. So it's called the clipboard. Let me demonstrate that in action. Let us say I select my text here and right click and go where it says cut. So you may think that what I have cut has disappeared or something else. No, it is being temporarily held in the clipboard, okay, and it's waiting for me to paste. So in case the computer shuts down suddenly, like right now the power goes, I will never be able to access that because it's stored in the RAM, and the RAM is very volatile. When the power or it gets shut off, there's no electricity passing through it, it loses its content. So I can just click right click here and paste, and as you can see, the text that is stored in the clipboard has been displayed. Now you might think that it has been removed from the clipboard because I have pasted it, but if I continue to right click and paste, and you can see it is still stored in the clipboard. I can continue Control V, and as you can see, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It is still in the clipboard. So things that are stored in the clipboard are held there until you copy the next item, okay, a different item. So let me say I click this and say copy. So now what I copied earlier has been replaced by what I've copied now. So whenever I click on the keyboard shortcut Control V, as you can see, this is a thing that is now currently stored in the clipboard. So that's the function of the clipboard. It holds information temporarily. 15, which appears to be the last question in section B, says the letters dash stand for wireless local area network. So WLAN is what is the letters they are asking for. This was a very easy one, because as you can see, all you have to do is get the first letter of this word, the first letter of this other word, which is L, the first letter, which is A here, and the other one for network, and you'll be warm and dry. So this was a very easy one, and hopefully no one missed a mark on here. This was a free mark. You should thank Jesus said for being such kind individuals. So this marks the end of section B. Join me now in answering section C. Okay, this is the final section of the 2024 external exam for the grade 9s computer studies. So the questions read as follows, or the instructions. There are 5 questions in this section, so we should answer all the questions in the answer booklet provided. Question 1 reads as follows. Companies sometimes use email and ordinary post to send letters and documents to customers. So these are the questions relating to the statement here. What do the letters CC in email stand for? So let me clarify here on carbon copy, and here I know this needs clarification because I've seen this question come in different multiple exams, okay, and it might likely come in this 2025 exam. Who knows? So let me just put some emphasis and let us just clear out the noise here. Carbon copy email are the emails that we send to both the person we want the email to go to and the others that are just meant to view it. Let's say I have a YouTube channel, Z Lessons, okay, and there's an exceptional individual that has been liking and commenting and all that stuff, and I want to reward such an individual. So what I can do is this. Imagine that I know all the email addresses. Let's say I have 10 subscribers on my channel, okay? I have 10 subscribers, just to make this situation very manageable. I have 10 subscribers, and there is only one subscriber that has been commenting and interacting with the channel, giving us suggestions and all that stuff, and I want to reward such an individual. I know all the 10 subscribers' email addresses, not so. So what I can do is this. I will get one subscriber, the one that has been exceptional. I want to reward him, so I'll send an email address to that person. But before sending an email address to that person, I will also include the other 9 so that they can also view that email, and they'll be able to see that, oh, Mr. Nsofo has sent this such and such and such email address to this individual for being such a wonderful and amazing subscriber. Okay? As for the 9, they don't even need to respond because they are not the ones I've sent the email to. They are only meant to view it, okay? They only have a copy of the email I've sent to that particular individual. So that's what they mean when they say carbon copy email. So this is the emphasis that I wanted to add on carbon copy. It's just an email, a duplicate email, a copy that others can view, but they are not the recipient or the intended people to receive that email. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. So that's you can Google it and all that stuff. It's very exciting and interesting thing to understand. Yeah, so that's what the carbon copy is. It's like creating a copy of an email. You can include other people to view that email, and yeah, and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll include something in the comment section in case you're wondering and it's very confusing. I'll include that in the video description. So let us go back to B. State 2 advantages of sending documents by email. So the advantages that I came up with is that it's very fast. I mean, it's like lightning speed fast. When I send an email to, let's say, someone in the United States of America, it will reach in just a second, okay, as compared to ordinary or post mail, traditional ones of going to the post office and doing all that stuff. It will take months. But as for email, it's very fast because it's electronic. and it's very reliable. There's no such thing as let's say I've misspelled the address and it goes to a different person. No, and it can get lost. Obviously, it's very reliable. It's not something that is common with ordinary mail. Maybe at the post office they ended up misplacing your email, maybe it fell down and they didn't see it and all that stuff. So email is very reliable. Let us go to C. Give a feature of email programs. I've listed one feature here because we are only required to list a feature. I've listed the outbox. So the outbox feature shows the emails that have gone or have been sent. Okay, it shows the emails that have been sent. There is also inbox, which shows the emails that have been received. There is also spam. There are numerous. There is draft, which shows emails that were created but haven't been sent. Okay, and all that stuff. So those are some of the features that I can think of. The other one is give 2 reasons why ordinary post might be used instead of email. So these are the examples or the reasons as to why ordinary mail can be used instead of email when sending to places with no internet connectivity. Let's say you want to send an email to the village. Okay, you can't send an email to a village, there is no electricity. Okay, so this is very inconvenient, therefore we should use just ordinary mail. The other one is when sending hard copy documents. Whenever you want to send an authentic document, not something that has been scanned, you want to send like the real document. Okay, you need to send it using ordinary mail. So these are just some of the examples. You can feel free to explore different wonderful ideas of yours, and surely if they fall under the realm of what I've just from explaining here, they shall be marked. Okay, so therefore we have scored 6 marks just like that. Let us jump to question 2. Question 2 reads as follows. A school club creates newsletters for its members using a computer. And these are the questions relating to that statement. A says, name the software used to make the newsletter. So I can think of one software, which is Microsoft Publisher. Of course, there are numerous ones, but the most common one, especially in Zambian setup, the computer studies curriculum, it's Microsoft Publisher. If you want, you can say Adobe InDesign, but that's just advanced, and all that stuff. But as for now, let me just write Microsoft Publisher. So that's the software that can be used to make newsletters. B says explain how a picture of the school could be added to the newsletter. So this is why this is carrying 2 marks, because we need to do some explaining. So the reason is that the steps that are required are that we upload the school picture into the computer system, then we launch Publisher and click on the Insert tab and look for the picture in the illustrations group and click it. Then after doing that, we then locate the picture stored in the computer. So those are the steps that we should carry. So let me just simplify it in my own ways. We should first place the picture or upload it into our computer system, okay, so that we can better access it using Publisher. After doing that, we should open Publisher. Then when we launch Publisher, we should locate it and we should be able to insert it or place it in our publication. So those are the steps. C says that apart from a picture of the school, name 2 other resources of graphics that can be added to the newsletter. So where can we get these graphics? Of course, we can not leave out the internet, because it's the biggest source of anything that you might need. So the internet is the first stop. Then we can also get the graphics from the clip art. Okay, so those are the places that I can think of that can be useful. D says that give 1 reason why the school newsletters could be printed in color. We all know that color makes the world beautiful also. So when you want to make something beautiful, especially the newsletters, and you want in this question it's talking about the school club, okay, we want to make it appealing, interesting. You need to create newsletters that are very colorful. So that's the essence of using colors at it makes it look attractive and very interesting as a school club. So those are the answers. Question 3 says, study the picture below and answer the questions that follows. As you can see, we have a picture and we should be able to determine or understand the program that is from which this picture comes from. So the first question is that name the application program in the picture above. So as you can see, this application is PowerPoint. So this is a Microsoft PowerPoint. As you can see, this is Microsoft PowerPoint. Let us go to question 2 or question A part 2. What name is given to the boxes where a title and subtitle can be added? As you can see, this is where the title is added and this is where the subtitle is added. So what do we call those boxes? They are called text box. Okay, so this is what we call them. We call them the text box. This is what we can use to add the titles, subtitles, and other related items such as text. Okay, so let us go to B. What is label X showing? So when we look at our picture here, what is label X? This label X here, what is it showing? As you can see, it's displaying a volume icon. So this is a volume icon or sound icon. Okay, so the answer is a volume icon. Let us go back to C. Apart from charts and graphics, mention one other item that can be added on the page of the application shown. So apart from graphics and charts, what other item can be added here? As you can see, we have a graph, we have charts, we have pictures and all that stuff. So apart from that, what else can we add? We can add a video. We can add videos. Okay, let me show you a video. As you can see, this is a video that I have added. Okay, this is a video of a movie. Okay, you are able to play movies. Maybe you want to create a presentation about a certain movie and all that stuff. Maybe an ad. You are a company, marketing department, you have created an ad. You can add that video into your presentation and present it and all that stuff. So you can add a video. Let us go to D. Give two uses of the application program shown in the picture. So which application, this application program, what are the two uses? So the two uses that I can think of is that for making business presentations, just as I'm from saying, if you're a marketing department, you have created an ad or an advert, you can make presentations for your business. Maybe you are a teacher like me, Mr. and so forth. I can create a lecture on Z lessons or in an actual school, a school building, and use my projector that you saw in section A, and I can present my lesson. So those are the two scenarios that I can think of. So that's it for question 3. Okay, let us look at question 4. Question 4 states as follows. The following picture shows part of a design of a worksheet in Excel containing data about a tuck shop. So as you can see, this is the design of a worksheet that is showing data about a tuck shop, and we should answer the questions by referring to this picture. The first question reads as follows. Write two addresses where text can be entered. Whenever we think of text, we're talking about something other than maybe numbers, like names of people and all that stuff. So that's what they're referring to in terms of this question text. We're talking about letters here. So if you look at the cell addresses here, we have a cell address A2, B2 and all that stuff. So which cell addresses, which two cell addresses can we use to enter text? When you see here the header or the heading or the label, it says item name. So which means in this column, that's where we need to put the item names. We can have maybe it's a tuck shop that is selling drinks. We can have Coca-Cola, Fanta, Fruticana, Sprite. We can have maybe Mojo Energy. You can have all those great stuff, great products that we enjoy. So those are names of products, not so items. So we can use A2 here and A3 here to enter the text. So that's the answer, A2 and A3. As you can see, A2, A3. Let us go to the next part, B. Write one cell address that can contain numbers. And as you can see, the numerous cell addresses. You can just think of any cell address that is not in column A and it shall be marked, because you can see cost price. We know that price is not written in numbers, okay? It's not written in text, it's in numbers in Excel, not so. So yeah, so this column will contain only numbers. This one numbers, 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 and numbers. So the only cells that we are going to extract the answer from that only contains numbers is B, C, D, E, and F, except A, because in A we have only names, okay, which is text. But as for this question B, we're talking about numbers. So any cell address that you can think of that is starting from here all the way to here should be okay. So as for me, I chose B2. As you can see, B2 here, maybe the cost price can be, let's say it's Mojo Energy, it's 5 kwacha, there can be a 5 here. Okay, maybe it's a 6 and all that stuff. Even in selling price, maybe it's cost 5 but you're selling it at 8, so maybe C2 can also be the answer. All these cell addresses can contain numbers, so you can feel free to choose from cell addresses from B to F, okay, and it shall be marked. Let us go to C. How many rows are shown in the spreadsheet above? As you can see, the rows are these horizontal sides, okay, the numbers here. These numbers, as you can see, are the rows, the horizontal numbers. On top, these are columns, okay, but for the rows, these are numbers, okay. In Excel, columns are represented by letters, then rows are represented by numbers. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 rows in the question. As you can see, 3 rows. Let us go to D. Write 2 formulas that can work out the total profit per item. So we should enter a formula. So how can we enter the formula here? Okay, so this is how we answer this question. We are talking about profit per item, okay? So for every item, we should find out the profit, okay? So all we have to do is multiply the profit that we find for the item and multiply it by the number of those items sold. For example, let me say we have Mojo Energy. Maybe we made profit of 1 kwacha profit. Maybe we had 1 kwacha profit, okay? So, and we sold, let's say, 5 Mojo Energies. So maybe we are going to say 1 multiplied by 5, which is 5 kwacha. So that will mean that we are going to have the total profit of 5 kwacha, which is accurate. So this is what we have been displaying here. D2 multiplied by E2. The profit multiplied by the number sold. Okay, so if the profit is 1 kwacha, how many Mojo Energies have we sold? Are they 5? So it will be that 1 kwacha multiplied by those 5 Mojo Energies, which means the total profit will be 5 kwacha. And this is just the replication. So this is the formula, and this one below here on 2 is just us using the product function. So these are one and the same thing. Okay, we are now left with question 5, the very last question of this question paper. So let us answer it real quick and we'll call it a day. Question 5 reads as follows. The following table shows tasks and the suitable software to carry them out. A few have been filled in for you. Complete the remaining. So as you can see, this one, the task that says finding information on the internet, the answer has been given to us. It's called the internet browsers. And this one, keeping records of customers database system. So we are required to fill out the rest of them. So in this column here, we are required to write the software name, and in this column, the first column, we are required to enter the task. Okay, we write the task. So let us read the task. Typing and editing letters. So what software do we use for typing and editing letters? We use Microsoft Word or a word processor in general. So we use a word processor. Let us go here. The software has been given, but the task has not been given. So the software is a PowerPoint. So what task is used to perform using PowerPoint? So PowerPoint, we use it to create and customize our presentations. So that's the task of PowerPoint. What of publisher? Publisher, what can we use publisher for? Publisher can be used to create newsletters, brochures, or books or pamphlets. As you can see, you saw in the previous or earlier question where we were dealing with a newsletter for a school club. Yes, we can use publisher to achieve that. The last one is creating graphics. So what can we use to create graphics? This one is interesting because all the thumbnails of my channel, I use these softwares that I will list here below. We can use Microsoft Excel or Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so Microsoft Excel, you can use it to create or plot graphs, or Adobe Illustrator. So all those are answers, and therefore that marks the end of this examination. It has been a pleasure. If you made it this far, I am very, very honored by your support. I know that it takes time to, make time to learn such things, but I appreciate all that stuff. You are wonderful audience and people and all that stuff. I have included the PDF for this document. You can feel free to download it and all that stuff. If you're new to this channel, this might be the time for you to subscribe, because you are missing out on a lot. When you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you won't be able to miss out on any new video that I publish on Z Lessons. Having said all that, thank you so much, and I hope to see you very soon.